What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Project Time Garage, where we're back again on the F2Hooptie. Now, if you haven't seen the F2Hooptie, click up there, learn all about it. This is our $500, yep, $500 Ford F250 Super Duty Crew Cab, red with windshield wipers on it. Truck. Again, my buddy scored it for 500 bucks, so pretty good deal. Kind of a rags to riches story. You know, we've done a lot to it. It's come a long way, and I've tried to document pretty much all of it as we've gone. So go check it out. Pretty interesting. Today we're going to talk about fuel filtration and why I add another fuel filter in line to pretty much everything I have that's diesel. See, what I do is right back there by the tank, I insert a filter head and I run it through another filter with a drain for water separator. I'm sure I'm going to get that guy out there that says, well, you don't really need more filtration, the factory had it right, and blah blah blah. Yeah, okay, sounds good. Here's what I'm going to say. Every piece of farm equipment we've ever owned has always had two filters right there from the factory. That's just how they come. Filter. Check them out sometime. Big tractors and stuff like that pretty much always have dual filters. Plus, I don't think anybody can build a case for me why over filtering your fuel would be a bad thing. Cleanliness is next to godliness, so that's where we're going. So anyway, let me take you under the truck. First, let me show you what all you need and how you can get it. Very easy, very cheap project, and we'll go by very, very fast. After that, we'll get under the truck. I'll show you how it works. Let's get rolling. To do this project is actually, you don't really need a whole lot of stuff in order to do it. And I'm going to leave an Amazon link down below this video in the description area, so you can pause the video. Definitely don't stop the video. Watch it all the way through. Pause the video, scroll down there and under the description, and you'll see a link to Amazon that has all of the stuff that you need to do this. It's pretty easy and it's pretty inexpensive too, so go check that out if you're wondering where to find those. You basically need a filter head, a couple of brass nipples. No, not those kind of nipples. And a 3045 filter separator. I like to use these. You can use just a regular filter, but I like the ones with the drain on the bottom, for water. So, that's why I use this. Anyway, what you'll need to do though, or what I've always done, is before I tighten all these up, I'll go ahead and put a little bit of thread tape on them. Now, and I do the same thing for the nipples as well. If you'll look here, you'll see that there are two inlets and two outlets. So basically coming from the tank, we're going to go to an inlet. So I'll put a brass nipple here in an inlet, and I'll use one of the outlets going to the front of the truck. And that's what we'll do there. So let me tape these up real quick, and then we'll show you the installation process. Very simple. When you're thread taping stuff, whichever way you turn to tighten it, start your thread tape opposite of that. So like this, I turn it this way, and you see how the end of the thread tape, it looks like it would push up. But if you do it that way, then when you get to the end, it will be proper. And I'm going to put quite a bit of tape on this because I want to definitely make sure this is good to go. Now, also, be very careful not to get sediment and debris in here, or the pieces of tape in there. And we'll just use a ratchet to tighten these down. Now, tighten them. Don't overdo it, but tighten them, because you don't want these things to be sucking air. As far as where to mount this, you'll see two holes right here, right in the front of this this cross member here. They look like they're too far apart, but they actually will work for these two holes here. You just kind of got to be finicky about it. So we'll set them right up here like this, and I'm not really worried about that emergency brake cable. It doesn't really It doesn't move a lot on this truck, and I'm just going to leave it just like it is. So that's where we'll end up installing our filter. All right, and that gets the filter head mounted. Now for the next challenging bit, we're gonna have to do some fuel line, fuel hose, well, massaging. Let's just say massaging. We're not gonna say cutting and rerouting because that just sounds too awful. All right, so we got this length of hose, and it's not attached on the other side. It's just free. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna hit him in the head with it as we try to roll it back around. This is just gonna be close to where we want it to go. We'll move over to the front. For this one, we're gonna come out, we're gonna go in the frame right here, and that goes up to the pump. So we're gonna go ahead, we'll push that through there. Probably just push all of it through as far as it'll go.
Just gonna have to have a little bit of slack without it bending.
Yeah, let's pull a whole lot of it. Let's just pull it all the way through, and I'll go ahead and hook this end up here, like so. All right, so that's where we're at with this. Let me get this hooked up, and we'll do the next. That looks good.
All right. See if we can't tie wrap this thing over this way. Is it pulling on the brake at all?
No, it's not.
Kind of go through that way and come up, tie wrap it, and kind of leave it over.
Too bad it's not going up on top of that thing, huh? On top of the whole mess.
Oh hell!
Will it do that?
We probably could have done that.
Probably still can if it will. How about that?
Hell yeah!
That work? All right, it's not rubbing this, is it? It is a little bit. We'll have to do something about that.
We can tie.
Zip it up there. Now, what the game plan here is, we're going to disconnect the fuel hose right there on the pump, and then back at the back here on the where it goes from rubber to metal, it's got a compression fitting on it, I believe. Actually, no, it doesn't even have a compression fitting. How about it has nothing at all on it? It's just a hose. Anyway, we're going to replace this section of hose right here with a new piece of hose. So, show you how we're going to do that. All right, so we're going to go ahead. This comes out of the tank. This is the hard line where it meets the rubber line. We're going to split it right here. We're going to peel it off, and then we're going to take this, which goes to our the inlet of our filter head, and just pop right on there. All right, let's cut. I have to get ready because it's going to be pouring fuel pretty quick here. And here it comes. There we go. So that's on there. All right, so that takes care of fuel going into our filter housing. Now this is the hose coming out of the filter housing, and let's see, we just want to make sure we're not kinking anything, and we're not. I'm just going to come back about right here, give it a cut. There it went. Okay. All right, so what's important here is this pump, it has there's a ridge around this nipple that hangs out, and the deal was I wanted to make sure that I got my hose over that ridge, and that gives it something to hang on to. And I'm going to make sure that I put my clamp far enough up there so that it doesn't back off of that. Now the other thing that's going to be pretty important is with this filter, before we reinstall it, we're going to pre-fill it. That way the pump isn't just dragging a bunch of dead air. That's about it right there. And there we go. No, wait. Now, there we go. Now, on the first start, you may get a stumble or something like that. You know what? Until it gets enough fuel to the filter housing. But otherwise, I've not experienced it. So anyway, just a thought there. Well, just a quick video of the next installment on this truck. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something out of it. Like I said earlier, down at the bottom of the video in the description is a link to all the parts you're going to need to pull off this project. I think the whole thing took us somewhere around, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes to do. Not a big deal. As long as you have enough stuff, you know, ahead of time, easy to do. Anyway, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends about us. Guys, I'll see you next time.